Hey guys, Ross here, and today we're going to be going through 5-amino-1-MQ at a little bit deeper of a level. So in our last video, we just scratched the surface on it, talked about it a little bit. I've now been on this for just over 2 weeks now, and I'm loving it. And 5-amino-1-MQ is a fat loss compound that almost no one's heard of. If you're in this world of peptides, maybe you've heard of it. It's not even a peptide, but people in the peptide community, they've heard of it, they know what it is. And I'm excited to go through it because I'm already seeing personal results from it. But with that said, I have to state that I'm not a doctor, that this presentation is for educational purposes only. 5-amino-1-MQ is a research compound not approved for human use by the FDA. Nothing here constitutes medical advice. Always consult a licensed healthcare professional before considering any supplement or research compound. And with that said, it is a game-changing compound. So sometimes we come across these where you're like, why have I never heard of this? That's how I felt when I heard about initially CJC 1295 with ipamorelin and so forth. And when I come across them and then I use them and then I see that the results weren't hype, I have to share them because they're awesome. Now, most of the things that I talk about in these videos are things that I'm currently doing. The only thing that I'm not currently doing that I haven't published the video yet, but that I've got a video on is retatrutide. That's because I don't need a GLP-1 right now. It's not necessarily something that I need for my goals. However, they are finding a lot of mitochondrial and metabolic function benefits to very, very low doses that don't even mess with your hunger levels. And so because of that, at some point next year, I might run a cycle of it just to see if I feel any different, but who knows, I might not as well. We'll see. But in today's video here, I want to talk about this 5-amino-1-MQ because early research is showing that mice dropped about 7% of their fat without changing anything to their diet or exercise. Guys, that's pretty incredible to think that you could literally just, it's like the ultimate dream to be able to just take a pill and start losing fat. Put this in perspective real quick. Right now, I have about probably 18% body fat. And if I could get myself down to 12 to 13% body fat without changing anything else, boy, I would love that. And what's cool is that when people went off of it or mice go off of it, unless they're in a caloric surplus, that fat doesn't come back. Isn't that interesting? Fat doesn't come back if you're not eating in a caloric surplus. So you can go off of it. And as long as you're, now here's what you do have to know is that your maintenance will change. So you just have to make sure that you are not overeating and that you stay on it. But there's no reason to think that, oh, if I go off this, it all piles back on. You just have to know what your body's burning, etc. Like, for instance, I'll just say this. In the past, if I ate more than 1,900 to 2,000 calories, I felt like that was my maintenance. I didn't see the scale really dropping if I ate at that. For the last week and a half, I've been eating at 2,300 calories a day. I have actually continued to lose weight. I lost 1.5 pounds over the last 2 weeks. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, it was all from fat because I've gotten stronger. I can see my chest and my shoulders have gotten bigger. And my body fat percentage has continued to decline on the scale, which I know is not perfectly, it's not 100% accurate, but you can use it as a trend line. So I believe that 1.5 pounds, if you think about it, I'm on supplements for growth hormone. I'm working out. I'm getting almost 200 grams of protein a day. I'm doing all of the things that are right. It's coming from fat, and I can see exactly where it's coming from in my picture. So we're going to talk about what it is, how it works, the metabolic pathway, why people are feeling like it's different than like your typical fat burner, and what people are experiencing without it. So first off, let's just understand 5-amino-1-MQ for a second. It is a small molecule that specifically targets NNMT, which is an enzyme in your body that plays a crucial role in metabolic function, fat accumulation, and even the anti-aging process. So think of NNMT as your body's metabolic brake. And when NNMT activity is elevated, your metabolism naturally slows down. And when it's suppressed, fat burning mechanisms become significantly more efficient. So scientists initially investigated this compound for treating obesity, type 2 diabetes, and broader metabolic dysfunction, and the results have been incredible. But Just keep that in mind. If you have high overactive levels of NNMT in your body, you're going to have slower metabolism, increased fat storage, and in many studies, they found there was association with cancer. People who had cancer had higher levels of NNMT. Low NNMT had enhanced fat burning and more metabolic efficiency. So let's walk through this pathway, how this works, what the science of this is. So 5-amino-1-MQ, it inhibits the NNMT. Not completely. It doesn't completely get rid of it. It severely suppresses it, which is important because NNMT, it normally removes methyl groups from vitamin B3. So it latches onto it, cannibalizes it. It says to your vitamin B3, we don't need you. We're going to crap you out. And it just cannibalizes it. It makes it waste. So when NNMT is overactive, it consumes B3, it slows your metabolic function, and 5-amino-1-MQ, it suppresses this enzyme. Now that it's suppressed, you have more B3 available in your body. So now instead of having this B3 getting broken down, now you have these raw materials. And when they are in excess, which is great, you have this increased NAD plus production because it converts to NAD plus, which is the master molecule responsible for cellular energy. That's why everyone's going and getting NAD plus shots and infusions and taking it orally. Guys, that is the dumbest thing ever. No, I swear by it. I get all this energy. Yes, for like 2 to 3 days, and then it fades because it latches on to the outside of a cell, but it can't get inside the cell. And so it just ends up floating around in the fluids of your body until your body does away with it. You'll feel some sort of an energy. Some of it might be a placebo effect. Some of it might be real, but it can't actually get in to the cell to create mitochondria, which is what you want. That's where the long-lasting benefits are. So increased NAD plus production means that you are going to have more mitochondria created and a better metabolic rate, and it increases your longevity. Now, NAD plus activates what's called SIRT1, which is, a lot of people call this the longevity gene. And SIRT1 acts as the master switch for the fat metabolism throughout your entire body. So SIRT1 is actually one of the pathways that activates AMPK. And I'm sure you've heard about AMPK because this is your metabolic accelerator pedal. When it activates, it tells your entire system, create more mitochondria. It improves your glucose regulation. It puts you into fat burning mode. It enhances your energy efficiency. All of this very similar to what you have when you're fasting. Now, AMPK triggers the mitochondria biogenesis. So your body literally just starts creating more mitochondria. And these are the little cellular power plants that generate energy. More mitochondria means more fat burning. Put that on your underwear. Better performance and sustained energy throughout the day. So the goal of this whole thing is we want more mitochondria. The goal of NAD plus is to get more mitochondria. And the only real way to do that is by providing it building blocks and inhibiting the NNMT. And this is a beautiful system, a beautiful way to be able to do this. Now, some people, they'll say, but I'm already taking, this supplement. I'm taking this and I'm taking that. Okay, that's great. You're giving it the building blocks to being able to build NAD plus. But vitamin B3, if you don't have the vitamin B3, even if you gave it more vitamin B3, it wouldn't do anything if your NNMT just consumes it. You have to have that building block. It's almost a waste of money to do other stuff and not do this. The results in the mice studies were incredible. 7% of their body fat under controlled conditions without any changes to their diet, physical activity levels, or their living environment. So clearly this is something that is working. Now, real world human experiences, there are lab rats such as myself in communities where we're experiencing smoother fat loss already. I'm at the end of my 2 weeks here, and I'm already feeling it. Clean energy sensation, enhanced mental clarity, better carbohydrate tolerance, reduced water retention. Like, these are all incredible things. Now, here's talk about the timeline of this for just a minute. Many people, including myself, experienced almost nothing in the first 3 to 5 days, followed by sudden noticeable changes in body composition. Some of us are having experienced fat loss right out of the gate with our strength maintained. I will tell you one thing that I experienced, and you'll notice here, I put this under reported side effects that is interesting because I never heard anyone else talk about it. And it went away, but it lasted for 2 days. And I'll tell you how I got through it. This is real user case stuff. Some people accuse you when they see that you use slides and that, especially if you used AI to make slides like I do, that you don't know what the heck you're talking about. I've studied all this stuff myself. I could tell you all this with my eyes closed. It's just easier to record a video this way. I'm going to tell you some real world offhand experiences. For some reason, on day 3 and day 4, I started noticing my heart rate's a little elevated. Keep in mind, coming off of 6 days of working out straight without a rest day, different isolated muscle groups, but one of the downsides to having these things in your body that help you to be able to recover quicker is it recovers your muscle group, but not necessarily your nervous system. So sometimes you keep going. Being in a caloric, even though I've been eating 2,300 calories, that's still a caloric deficit for me right now. And I guess it could have been not enough carbs. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened, but I felt a little overstimulated. And when I was working and not thinking about everything, I was fine. But I went to bed and I'm laying there, and I don't know why I started thinking about my breathing. And I grabbed my O2 sensor and I put it on my finger, and I was 99%. I was like, that makes no sense. Why do I feel like I can't get enough of a deep breath? Which now I'm nodding on a video, but I felt like I couldn't get enough of a deep breath. And then I set myself into like a panic attack. So then the first night I took some magnesium, this and that, and I did that, and I was okay. I fell asleep, but I just felt like I had a mini panic attack. Woke up the next day feeling fine. But I thought, I don't want to do that again. So I researched it. And I found that L-theanine, which is a supplement that you can buy at Walmart, whatever, helps reduce any taxing on your nervous system if you go through this for a little bit. So I took about 250 milligrams of L-theanine. I took magnesium glycinate. And then at night before I went to sleep, I took one of these HTPs. And that got me through it. Oh, and lastly, I take something that I started recently taking called DSIP before I go to sleep. It's a peptide. That calmed me down. But it lasted 2 or 3 days feeling like that, and then my body adjusted to it. And so it's something that could happen. I mean, think about it. Your body is burning hotter. Your metabolism is burning hotter. Your nervous system has to get used to it. So if you do experience some of those things, but you want to get through that period because you see the benefits, that's something you can do. Other things you can do is stimulate your vagus nerve. So you can splash cold water in your face. You can take like an ice compound and put it up against your neck like this. And as you can see, I've got all these things ready in case I for when I needed that. And you can put it up against your artery, and that'll help you to stimulate your vagus nerve. You can rub your eyes, etc., and things like that. But if you do have those issues and you want to stay on it, you can get through that. I want to stay on it because I'm seeing the benefits of it. And now my body's adjusting to it rather well. Some people notice digestive discomfort. I didn't notice any of that. My sleep has been incredible. So I haven't had any issues like that. I haven't had any fatigue. It's because you get this combination of AMPK activation and increased NAD+, which creates more cellular energy. And when carbohydrates are low or the nervous system's already stressed, some people experience this wired, anxious feeling. And everybody's going to respond a little bit differently. But this is just one of the reasons that these compounds are labeled as research chemicals requiring caution, because you can go through these kinds of things. So should you consider 5-amino-1-MQ? Well, keep in mind, once again, that this is not approved for human use by the FDA, so it's just a research thing. But people are interested in it because of the non-stimulatory fat loss. Mitochondria, it's affecting you at the mitochondria level, not hormones. You got this upstream NAD+ boosting, and then also just all this early research showing promising results, 7% body fat reduction, etc. So 5-amino-1-MQ represents an experimental approach to metabolic enhancement. Guys, if you liked this video, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. I really, really want to grow this channel and keep helping people. Appreciate you. Have an awesome day.